Hey, diary readers, followers, it's Renee with another diary entry. Hopefully you're all doing well. Today is a Monday. I just finished work and I figured I'd pop on here to give a quick update of what's going on in my world. The weekend was uneventful. I went grocery shopping. Exciting. The weather is not that great here. It was rainy all weekend and cold and drizzly and windy. And it's very, very depressing. I don't know. I think I mentioned this before. Like, I don't do well until the weather is warmer, sunnier. Anywhere from like mid-February or mid-January after the holidays are over until like April, when the weather starts to turn and all that and all the spring flowers come up. I am like in seasonal depression mode. I just don't feel like doing anything. But hopefully the weather will turn around soon, because if not, I'll probably lose my shit, to put it honestly. I need warmth. I need sunshine. It's just so dreary here in New Jersey. Hopefully the weather's good where you're at. And if you're in a sunny, warm location, please send it east or north or wherever, because it sucks here at this point. So, yeah, I have a little bit of stuff to talk about, nothing exciting, too exciting anyway, but I think I mentioned that I took the deferred resignation with my position within the government. It was accepted, and I signed all the paperwork that I needed to sign, and they came back, with the group, in this group for our department. Our last day would be the 19th of April. So that would be this coming Friday. Then they backtracked and said, oh, no, it might not be until May or June because they didn't sign your agreement and the date didn't match. And I'm like, okay, well, the date you're referring to that it should have been was not the date on my form, one. And number two, they did sign it. HR did sign my form. They're saying if it wasn't signed, it was invalid by them. So I think a lot of people challenged it because I think a lot of people were told that, and it's definitely incorrect. So now they came back and said that hopefully it should be the 19th. We're waiting on a form to come through to our manager, and then they'll give us the release date. So I'm hopeful that date will still be the 19th, Friday, because I really need to move on with my life. It's stressful enough, now I'm not going to have a job. And now you're delaying what you told me originally of when my last day would be. I want to move forward with, starting applying for jobs. I guess I can do that now. I did update my resume. But I want to work on my booth and I want to work on my reselling business, and get stuff done with that. And I feel like I'm kind of stuck. I know I could be doing it now. I'm going to be working tonight. I'm going to make some new signs for my booth about the reuse, resell, repurpose type of thing. And there's no tariffs on recycled goods or secondhand goods. So I'm going to put like a nice little picture or like a sign in my booth, like with something that says something like that. And I will insert a picture of an idea that I saw or something that I saw on social media. And I'm like, that's a good idea. So I'll insert them in here so you can see what I'm talking about. So I might work on that today or tonight. I have a Cricut, if you're not familiar with that. It's like a vinyl and paper cutting machine. People use it for crafting. So I'm gonna use that and see what I can come up with, and put it in a nice picture frame, and then I can hang it up or put it on a table. A table in my booth. My little cough thing that just happened, that's like the residual from whatever cold or thing I have. I want to say I had COVID because this little twit of a cough is not going away. I don't have a fever. I had a fever a couple days, and for some reason, maybe it was COVID. I didn't test myself, and I really didn't go out. I stayed in my apartment for the most part when I was sick. Now I'm going out because, like I said, I don't have a fever. I really don't have a runny nose. If I do, I'm thinking it might be allergies, but I feel perfectly fine. And yeah, so that's that. So I'm going to work on my signs tonight, possibly, and I got to price some stuff. And it's vendor night, so that's where you can go to the place after it closes, and you can work on your booth from 5 to 8 p.m. I'm not going to go because I don't have anything priced at this point. So, I mean, I can go and like move stuff around and, whatever. But I think my time best is going to be spent here, hopefully getting some stuff priced and working on those signs that I want to put in. I want to put like a little sign or something about buy yourself something pretty today and put it in my jewelry cabinet. I did sell a bracelet from there yesterday. I sold a couple things over the weekend, which I'm like kind of excited about. So I know that I have room to add more, and I have some ideas about moving some things around in my smaller booth, and hopefully I can get that done at some point this week after work or on Saturday. And then, of course, Sunday is Easter, so they're going to be closed, so I won't be able to go there then. And then hopefully, if Friday's my last day, next week I can get moving on that and spend hours there, and do what I need to do. And then also organizing my garages. What else is going on? In response to my video about my dad and blowing through $500,000 roughly, I did call him after that phone call with the person from Vanguard and was asking him a bunch of questions. And he was basically nasty to me. It's none of my business. He'll take care of it. If he has to live in his car, he'll live in his car. He wouldn't answer like where his money went. I told him that I was concerned, like, are you being taken advantage of? And he's saying no, and who knows? But I can't help him if he doesn't want help. He doesn't have any money now, so, he's very stubborn as well, older parents can be. And we've never had a really good relationship, and I can't help him, and I don't feel sorry for him. And I'm not even angry like that money's gone, because I know it would have been left to me, or whatever was left to me. And if I find out, once he passes, if I find out that it was to certain people, I'm not going to get into, well, I guess I could get into it. When he had a stroke, apparently he had a lady friend. Well, his lady friend was a prostitute that had alias names, and like she was in his apartment when he was in the hospital, because he gave her his car keys in order for me to get the car keys when I was going down there to find out what was going on with his health and try to assist and all that. And so I don't know if that person's still around with him in his life or whatever, but like I have a feeling that money went to something like that, and the gambling. But there's nothing I can do. But if I find out who it is or who took that money once he passes and I'm down there cleaning out his crap, let me tell you, you might see me on the news, because I probably go ballistic on them. For taking advantage of somebody. But you know what? He is pretty much with it in his brain. He just gets things mixed up, as far as, backwards. Like if he means to say son, he'll say daughter. And if he means to say husband, he'll say wife. Basically things like that. I think he's with it for the most part with everything else. So that's that update. So he was very nasty on the phone. It's none of my business. He was complaining about his sister that he never talks to. He says he reaches out to her, but she doesn't reach out to him. He thinks that her boyfriend is like withholding her from him. No, I think it's him. I really do. I think he's the problem. just knowing him in his past and how he's been with me and how he is with his family, like when his parents passed away, and then, his sister he had never had a good relationship with. So I have a feeling it's all him, but he's blaming everybody else but himself. So, yeah, that's that. So that's that update. So I gave up and I'm not talking to him. I'm not going to call him. He can call me if he wants to and whatever. But, I'll check in on him every once a week to see how he's doing. But other than that, I can't help him. So let me think what else. Okay, so here's the other big thing that I wanted to talk to you about. And I know it's going to sound crazy, but I'm an idiot to even suggest this. First of all, I need a haircut, but that's besides the point. And with all the stress, now I'm under stress with this job and this next situation I'm going to talk to you about, I'm breaking out in hives. I got a hive here. I got hives on my arms. Yeah, not good. All right, so the next situation that I want to talk to you about is my husband. I am still going through with the divorce. That's going to be a done deal, hopefully very, very soon. The issue is he's thinking about closing his business. His health is okay, but his heart's not in it anymore. It's slow. And I know that it could pick up in the summertime with the heat. Air conditioning goes in cars and they overheat and whatever. He does have a couple employees. However, he is unable to really physically do a lot of work in his shop, heavy duty stuff. His heart's not really into it anymore. He's 63. Everybody comes to an end of when they should retire or want to retire, or if they have to retire due to health issues or if the business isn't doing well. We had our taxes done. His business really did crappy last year. He lost income of 6 figures due to him and his health and not being able to sell his work or be there, a lot of the time to oversee things. I don't think anything happened with the employees that they were taking advantage of him. I don't believe that one bit. They're very good employees. They are trustworthy and all that. However, when he went off his deep end and ghosted me and was, smoking his weed and disappearing and, he was never at the shop, or when he was, maybe he was not all there. And I don't know if he lost customers that way or he just, people, customers want to come in and they want to see the owner. They want to talk to the owner. He's a very personable guy. He really loves to have conversations with his customers, or he did before all this happened. And I don't know if they've noticed the change in him at that point. That was last year, So he got diagnosed in February with his cancer, and then March, April, May, and maybe the beginning of June was his surgeries and his treatment with radiation and chemo. And then he just started going off the deep end. He started going off the deep end pretty early on, in his recovery or his, getting better. Cause all hell broke loose at home, the first quarter in, of 2024, I want to say March, April, May, June, July was a shit show. And I'm having a feeling that whatever he was doing definitely affected his business, to where maybe customers went somewhere else, or they felt like he wasn't accessible, or they noticed a change in him, or whatever. The business could have been down just for business being down, but it was a lot of money that the business lost and did not make. So now here he is thinking that he's going to close the business. And that's fine if that's what he wants to do. I've been bringing this up to him for a couple years, even before he got sick. his heart wasn't in it. He wasn't making he wasn't making the kind of money he wanted to make. And his overhead is very, very high for that job or that business. So, I mean, I try to talk him to, why don't you go work for somebody? He doesn't want to work for somebody. Because you know why? Because he wanted to come and go as he pleased. And he felt like he doesn't want to answer to anybody. He didn't certainly want to answer to his wife. So he's not going to want to answer to a boss or his employer. So now he's thinking of it. Now he thinks he's a failure. I'm like, I cannot give you any more pep talk. I shouldn't even have to be talking to you. I mean, of what he did to me and that time period and, gaslighting me, ghosting me, whatever, being a narcissist, whatever you want to call it. I don't owe him anything, but I am trying to be supportive, okay? When you've known somebody pretty much your entire life. I met him when I was like 9, 10 years old. I'm 58. I mean, I've known him 80% of my life, I still care for him. I still love him, but not in that way. So the divorce will be going through. So back to the issue I have. So if he closes his business, well, okay, can he work full time somewhere? I don't know. I mean, health-wise, he really needs to still get better. He's gaining weight, which is great. But physically, he is he's sore. He's tired. He's beat down from a very physical job for pretty much 50 years or whatever of his life, 40 some years of doing that. That's all he's done. So, I mean, it's a very hard industry. It's very hard on the body. You're on concrete flooring. You're lifting, tires. You're doing a lot of strenuous work, lifting, your hands, trying to grasp things. He doesn't have good, grasp anymore, from carpal tunnel. He had surgery on his wrist. That didn't do anything. Now his balance is off, his shoulder, everything's out of whack. So for him to get another job somewhere, specifically not as an auto mechanic, because he's not going to be able to do that. He can't even do it in his own shop, for whatever, harder, physical jobs, But what's he going to do? So now where's he going to have money to live? He'll probably end up starting to collect Social Security, which he's due for. He's at that age. So back to the problem at hand, where is he going to go? It's really not my problem. But now with my job loss, I'm thinking, okay, if he's bringing in Social Security, do we want to cohabitate together and split the rent? He'll save money on rent. I'll save money on rent. And until something happens to where it gets better for either of us, to where he can hopefully go somewhere else, I don't know what to do. I brought it up to him because now I'm concerned for me with money, okay? Because now, as of this week or next week or hopefully soon, I'll be without my job. And yes, I can get another job. I already have my resume updated, but how long is it going to take for me to get another job? I don't know. You have all these federal people entering the workforce that are taking these deals, and the job market I don't think was that great beforehand. So now you're going to have inundated more people into it. So how quickly am I going to be able to recoup getting another position somewhere? So that's my dilemma. What do you think? Should we cohabitate together? Now, if we do, then I'm like, do I keep this apartment? It's only a 1-bedroom and I have a den. I can shack him up in the den, put his bed in there, and then whatever. Or do I go to a cheaper apartment? Well, it's only a couple $100 cheaper. It's upstairs on the 2nd floor. It has 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. So then he would have his own space. I would have my own bedroom, share the common place. The issue with that is I got to pay a relocation fee in this apartment building. I would have to pay for a mover to move all my crap upstairs to the 2nd floor. And then the dogs, I cannot carry them down steps in case there's a fire emergency and I can't use the elevator. And I don't have a patio for them to be outside to, get some fresh air. I would have to take them down an elevator to walk them outside. And then there would be no really play area except if I took them to the dog park, which I don't have a problem with. But now there's getting more people here with dogs. So you got to really time it right to where the place is empty. And I can't have them playing with other dogs because my dogs aren't nice. They're jerks. They see another dog walking by and I got them on, I have a leash with like one handle and it has like a V and they're each on their own little thing, but it's attached to me. They end up fighting each other for whatever reason when they see another dog or a person walk by. The people aren't even bothering them or the dogs aren't going after my dogs, but my dogs go after each other. So, to get some air and whatever, my patio is very, very convenient because I could just step right out on it. I'd be saving a couple $100, a month going up there, and then we split that. It's a bigger savings for me than him because his rent's like $2,000 now. And my rent's a lot more than that. So he would benefit. I would benefit more because my rent would be definitely cut in half. And then his is like, he would do better, but not better than me. So that's my dilemma. He's over here every effing night anyway. Like he sits on my couch. We watch TV together. And it's fine. He knows that the marriage is over. He knows the divorce is going through. He knows that he is free to go look for somebody else. He still wears his wedding ring. I don't wear mine. I didn't even wear them that much when we were married and in a good place because, cleaning and whatever, but if I went out, I would put them on and whatever, but I don't wear them. He wears his all the time. I don't know if he'll ever take it off, to be honest with you. He's free to go look for somebody else. He says he doesn't want anybody else. I'm like, well, I don't want anybody. I don't even want you. I don't want you. I don't want a friends with benefits. I don't want to be married to you. I don't want to be married to anybody else. I don't even want to see anybody else. That's like the farthest from my mind. So tell me what you think. Is that a stupid idea? I'm just thinking for money purposes only. He's over here anyway, whatever. But I'm going to come and go as I please, okay? I'm going to meet up with friends and do my thing. I am not going to be sitting here every night with him cohabitating, watching TV. It's going to be whatever. So I don't know if I should get this 2-bedroom, 2-bath so that way I have like a separate place to go, like in my bedroom or whatever. Like the den is open. Here, I'll turn it around so you can see. There's the den. Okay, so it doesn't have a door on it, and it's right off of the living room and dining room. I'm sitting at my dining room table right now because this is where I work during the day. So, yeah, tell me what you think because I don't know what to think. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm just so overwhelmed with all that's happened in the last year and trying to keep him from losing his mind, or I'm not concerned that he talks stupid. Like, I don't think he would hurt himself, but like some of the crap he says, I'm like, don't ever say that. I mean, like if I wasn't here, it'd be a lot better. I'm sorry what I did to you. I wish I didn't have to, rely on you if we move in together, blah, 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 blah. And I don't want to keep giving pep talks to somebody. I got to pep talk myself, and I'm remaining positive. I tell him closing the business is not that big of a deal. He thinks he's a failure. I keep telling him, you're not a failure. Your circumstance has changed your life. So you need to make a decision. His lease is up. He rents the building where his business is. His lease is up in September. So I'm like, why don't you just hang in there until September, see what happens, okay? You don't need to make a decision right this minute. You have workers. there's money in the bank that's sustaining your business right now, but he's concerned that that money's going to run out, or it's, eventually he will not have enough to pay his overhead, to pay his employees, to pay his rent, workman's comp, sales, like everything. Like, it's a lot of money that goes out. I mean, not enough money really comes in, it comes in spurts. So, yeah, so that's that. And, I got nothing. Help me. I just wish something would go easy for me. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. So do I have him move in? Reduce my payment? Do I move into the 2-bedroom, 2-bath? Do I tell him, F this, you're not moving in here, you got to figure it out yourself? I feel like if the roles were reversed, he would take me in. For the most part, I do feel that. But, I can't trust him. And, that's a big issue for me. I have trust issues from when I was a kid with my parents. And, when we were married, for the majority of our marriage, up till maybe 2013, I trusted him. 23 years of marriage. No, I'm sorry. How many years? 20, 20, I don't even know. Look, I can't even do math. Am I like really stupid? Oh my God. Oh my gosh. All right. So wait, let me do the math. Hold on a minute. 23 years. I had complete trust in him for 23 years of our marriage. From 2013 upward. 2013, there was a little bit of an issue, and I got over it. It always stuck in the back of my mind, but I gave him the benefit of the doubt, whatever. Then 2016 was the main shit show. And then after that, didn't trust him at all anymore. I did stay in the marriage from 16 until 2024. So, I mean, yeah, but can't trust him. So I will not be married to him. That's a definite. So is it weird to cohabitate with your ex-husband due to money situation? Let me know. Have you heard of anybody doing that in your life? Let me know. You don't have to spill all the beans, but how is that working out for those people? That's what I need to know. Anywho, all right, I will let you go. It's a weird video. I'm all over the place, so that's my brain working. I don't know if I said this in the beginning, but if I did, I apologize. So Friday I went to my follow-up with my iron infusion doctor, and I'm getting one more infusion on the 21st. So I'm like right below where you're in the good range. He's like, let's do one more and see where that boosts you up. And hopefully when we get your blood work done in July, you'll be back to normal. So I do feel fine, but he suggested to get another transfusion. Or infusion, not transfusion, infusion, iron infusion. So that's what I'm doing. So anywho, that's enough. Hopefully you're doing all well. And I'm hoping, I was going to try to do it this week. Maybe I'll start it on Sunday. I am going to do that DIY video of revamping some stuff for my booth. And I will probably post it on here because I know some people are interested. And I'm also going to post it on my other channel, which is Flip This Find. And I haven't really posted anything on there recently. Hopefully that will change once I am unemployed, and I will start thrifting more and then redoing stuff that way. I did go thrifting the other day. I did pick up a couple things. I spent maybe $28, $30 for everything that I got. So maybe I'll put that into a video too as well if I get time, and put that on that channel. And just look out for Flip This Find. And if I remember on this video, I'll put the link in the description box. And that's it. Take care of yourselves. And thank you again for sticking by me, watching my videos. And hopefully, if you're subscribed, you keep on coming back. If this is new to you, my name is Renee. It's Diary of a Mad Woman. Please consider subscribing. Hit your notification bell so you're aware of whenever I post a video, and comment below if you like this content. This is just a diary of my wacky, crazy life situation. And if you're new, go back and watch all my videos, specifically in the beginning, because there's some good content about what's been going on in my life with my soon-to-be ex-husband, or my hoarder parents, or my father that lost $500,000 to who knows where. Lots of stuff. So anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.